AFTV, what did you make of today? I mean, did you, if you're the hierarchy and you're looking down at Freddie Ljungberg today, are you looking at that and thinking, you know what, I'm seeing signs already that, the team could be on the up and up?
I probably wouldn't judge based on one game, even if I was in the hierarchy. I wouldn't use today. I think he only had one training session with them. And to be honest, that's not enough time for you to say you're going to...
Well, he's been part of the setup all season. It's not like he's just come in and he doesn't know the players. He's been in and around that. He's the assistant manager for, I think a lot of people forget that. He has been in and around it.
Yeah, he's been around it, but he's never been in charge. And today he's been in charge for the first time. So you can't just, make a decision, or should I say start thinking in a particular direction based on this game. You give him a few games first. Do you know what I mean? I want him to do well, like most of the guys that have come here. I really want him to do well because he's a legend.
Did he do well?
We didn't lose. It's 2-2. And let's be honest, I don't think Ljungberg can fix our defence. I've been saying this. I said in our last interview, the personnel in Arsenal is a joke.
But what do you make of what that guy just said, who just on, right? Why put two players that that can be prone to errors in together in Mustafi and Luiz?
I think he had to make a call based on the fact that Socrates has been equally poor. And that's like, do you know what? Mustafi has been doing very well for us in the Europa. Let's be honest. In as much as a lot of people booed him in the past, he's done very well in the Europa. And he thought to himself, look, Socrates has not been doing very well. So which other choice do I have? Let me use, Mustafi that has not had a game, but he's been doing very well. I don't see that as a big problem, in my opinion. Yes, it didn't work out, but I don't see that as a big problem. I mean, for me today, I think generally what I liked about the guys was the fact that they had a lot of energy. They were re-energized. I mean, most of the game, they showed a lot of energy, showed a lot of fight. But our defensive frailties, no matter the personnel that you choose, is still there. There's a particular problem we have with the structure of the defense. Look at today. Norwich today, they literally sliced our defense like it was a surgical operation. That's like Grey's Anatomy altogether. Very, very easy. It's like in the summer you're taking an ice cube. It's so easy. The amount of time and space. The first goal specifically, I was sitting right next to you. I was telling Tao. That first goal, I have no idea. I don't know if it was Xhaka and Mustafi. I don't know. The two guys that were in front of the guy that scored that goal.
Luiz and Mustafi.
Okay, Luiz and Mustafi. It was like gentleman defending. When you get into a pub and you're like, you first. No, you first. Oh, no, you first. No. None of them wanted to close down the defender. Both of them were like looking at each other. Who is going to take charge? It's common. Look, this is basics of defending that you're taught. One of you go close to the guy and the other covers. So say, for instance, if Luiz goes to the guy and maybe the guy, twists to the left, he covers to the left. If he twists to the right, he covers. That's what the two of them were literally watching. Who's going to take charge? That, for me, for professionals, they should be doing a bit better. And in that kind of situation, you need proper coaching. When I mean proper coaching, you sit them down, show them the videos, and tell them exactly what you expect from them in those situations. For me, I think they've been poor personally, and it's going to be difficult for any coach to be able to teach those players, except to a proper coach that's going to be like, I want to teach you how to play football. But they've gone past that now.
Who do you get in as the permanent manager? Who would you like to see come in?
The only person I can think of right now, I've got two, but the person high in my head is Pochettino and Arteta.
Pochettino, Arteta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The reason I'm going to go for Poch is because he's proven himself the last 5 years in Tottenham. Yeah, he's done very well. Let's call it spade a spade. He's done very well. He's got into the final of Champions League. They've never been there in their life. And the reason I'm going to go for Arteta is simply because we Arsenal fans like attractive football. If you look around now, which of the top flight managers is going to play the kind of football that we want? People are saying Allegri. Allegri is not going to give you fantastic football. He's probably going to win, but he's not going to give you that sort of attractive football that we've been accustomed to.
How do you know Arteta's going to give you that? He's never managed.
Because he's never managed, but I'm saying that based on what I'm saying in Man City. And let's be honest.
Hold on. You said earlier. You said earlier with Freddie, you haven't managed. You're just the number two.
Hang on. What I'm trying to say is the fact that he's the number two in Man City. And the kind of game that Arteta plays as a footballer. I know this is a long shot, but as a footballer, he's the kind of player that plays tiki-taka. He's got that experience of tiki-taka. And from what Pep was saying, I'm only going by what Pep was saying. Pep is saying is very, very integral to them. He works hand in hand with Pep, the both of them work hand in hand in Man City. And you can see that he really fits.
To be fair, if somebody came along to me and you were my number two and asked me about you, I'm not going to say, boy, you don't do nothing. He just gets the cones out and puts out and thing, and I do all the work.
Okay.
I'm going to talk you up as well. Yeah, you're my mate. I'm going to be like, yeah, you know what? He's integral to what we do. He's brilliant. But how do we know that? We don't know that, do we? Maybe he is just putting the cones out. We don't know, do we?
Let's spin this around for a minute. Yeah, let's spin this around for a minute. Why was it that Steve Bold was overlooked ahead of Ljungberg? Don't you think it's because they think Ljungberg was probably going to do it better? I know it's been number 2.
Well, Ljungberg's been in there as number 2 this season,
he's been in there as number 2, but I think Bold has got more experience coaching players, even if he's been number 2 than Ljungberg. But they never looked at him because all that guy does is just sit down on the sideline just watching and just like, yes man, yes man, yes man. So the point I'm just trying to make is the fact that it's a long shot for Arteta, but for me, I'm going to go for that. Solely because of the fact that we like attractive football. But Poch is my number 1.